Next tonight, to the former soldier from Cheshire who's pushing himself to the limit to change perceptions about what can be achieved with a disability.
Yeah, Martin Hewitt's right arm was paralysed when he was shot while serving in Afghanistan 13 years ago.
Now, he's just returned from a 50-day trek to the South Pole, where he climbed Mt Vinson, the highest peak in Antarctica.
It means he's just one more climb away from becoming the first disabled man to ever complete the Explorer's Grand Slam, an adventure goal to climb 7 mountains in 7 continents.
He joined us earlier to tell us what it's like trying to survive in temperatures of minus 40 degrees. We think it's cold here. It's one of the coldest climates on Earth.
It's amazing how you adapt to the environment that you're in, and you do adapt, but it takes a bit of time. The key to that, to be honest, was kit. You know, we're very fortunate to live in an age where the kit is really good, and so the properties, the insulation properties of the equipment we were using were really high, and it was really lightweight kit as well. So that was fantastic, and I had to be mindful of the fact that my right arm being paralysed, when I got shot, the bullet severed the artery as well as the nerves. So I've got now veins doing what an artery once did, which means the circulation isn't quite the same. So I had to put a layering system in on my right arm to keep that insulated and protected, while simultaneously keeping the rest of the body fairly cool, because you don't want to be too hot on the body, otherwise you'll sweat, and to sweat in that environment is quite dangerous.
And Martin, if that wasn't enough, you also picked up an injury early on, didn't you?
Yeah, probably about 16, 17 days into the trek, my Achilles tendon started getting flared up, basically. Long story short is that with walking on one pole, using just the one arm, I put a lot of pressure and a lot of load through that left-hand side, especially when I was crossing Sastrugi, which is these huge build-up of snow and ice. And so I was putting one pole on the top of that and driving off it with one leg, and that put a lot of pressure through. So I ended up with Achilles tendonitis, which was quite painful.
And Martin, what can you tell us about how gruelling the conditions were? And I guess on many an occasion, it must have felt like quite a learning experience for the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, Antarctica is both simultaneously brutal and beautiful. The first week when we first got dropped onto an ice shelf called the Run Ice Shelf, and from there we're going uphill onto the continent itself, and you're constantly climbing. And you get a headwind, you get what's called katabatic winds, which are constantly like a permanent wind coming down, and the headwinds, so they're hitting you straight in the face. And that first week, our headwind was ranging from 30 mile an hour up to 50 mile an hour. And when you add that to a core temperature of between minus 25 and minus 30 that first week, it's quite brutal conditions that you've got to deal with.
You're looking great. You're so close to achieving that Grand Slam now. Are you still motivated to keep going?
You say I'm looking great. I've not had the shave yet. I've only just got back in the country. Yeah, I mean, the motivation's stronger more than ever now, because I've only got one mountain left to do, which is Carson's Pyramid. It's proven to be quite challenging to get into West Papua New Guinea at the minute because of a combination of COVID and the political situation. So we're going to have to look into that. But that's just hopefully for the Adaptive Grand Slam project, the beginning. The whole idea of this is that we build an organisation where we can facilitate opportunities for people with disabilities to get involved in outdoor projects, expeditions and challenge events. That's what the project's really all about. So on a personal level, I wanted to kind of become the first disabled person to complete the Explorer's Grand Slam. But we want to provide opportunities for more disabled people in the future to take part in the challenge events and the expeditions that we put on.
Martin, really great to chat. Congratulations once again, and the very best of luck for your future expeditions. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both.